Okay, hey everyone. Happy Thursday. Hey Tequila. How are you today, darling? I hope you are well. So this was very quick. Not even quick. It was very last minute. I wanted to just come and quickly chat about some things that people may or may not know. And just chat from the perspective of someone who's a worker, right? A worker, a reader, all of that. So let me just give it a few moments for people to get in here because this is really last minute. I did not plan this out. So, hey, Starry Eyed. I'm glad that you're good, Tequila. Glad that you're good. It's a little chilly this morning in beautiful Silicon Valley. I have my fleece on right now because I'm cold, right? Had the window open last night to let that fresh air in. Silicon Valley has been amazing so far. But yeah, I just wanted to give it, a couple minutes to get people in. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about spiritual work, the realities of spiritual work, and just the realities of what's real as it pertains to spiritual work. Hey, Donna girl. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that, right? So, as you all know or may not have known, in 2019, I was pushed to offer services to the public, right? My spirits pushed me to offer services to the public, right? And it's been very rewarding, right? Because when you're doing things for yourself, when you're doing things for other people and you're really helping other people, you know, it it's a good feeling, right? It's a very good feeling. Hey Isis, but I think that Hollywood and the way that Hollywood, even though Hollywood is full of alleged workers, right? We're gonna say that. Even though Hollywood is full of workers and they understand, different things, I think that that doesn't always translate out into pop culture, right? I think that for a lot of people who aren't part of this, this spiritual work, this spiritual lifestyle, think that things are just one and done, and it's not the case. It's not the case, right? Hey, 1212, that's what's up. That's not the case, right? And when someone is doing, when you have, let me just back up. When they're right, Donna Dash, Hollywood does make it look instant, and it's not instant, right? When there is a situation that you need to tackle, right? And you have tried all of the conventional ways, of doing things, the physical realm of doing things, that's when you start to employ, magic for your situation, right? But it is not instant and it is not one and done, okay? It's not. The more complex a situation is, there are going to be layers to the work that you do, unless it's something that's really straightforward, right? It's really not one and done. So when you go to a worker, right? You go to a worker and you say, hey, this is the problem, this is the situation, can you help me? And then they say, yes, I can help you. This is, you know, this is the quote for the cost of that work, right? One should not be upset at the price that they see, right? Because not only is doing spiritual work very, very energetically involved, it's draining on the worker, right? It's time consuming, and you have to, create pretty much like a plan. Like when you're at work and they say, like, hey, you know, if they put you on, like the improvement plan, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. That's the same as it is with spiritual work. Okay. That's the same as it is with spiritual work. For the most part, there is not a one and done. For the most part, depending on what the situation is. And the less resources that you as a person, the less resources that you as the person who needs help have, the more work it's going to be for that spiritual worker. So I don't think people understand that, right? So, for example, if someone needs a new car, right? You have a car or you need a new car, right? But you don't have any money for a new car or for a better car. That's going to be more work for the spiritual worker, because not only do we have to find a way to get you the car, we have to find a way to get you the money to help you maintain that car, because it doesn't make sense for you to get a car and you don't have any money. You get the car, you don't have any resources, and then you get a flat tire. Now you need a new tire and you don't have any money to get that tire fixed or replaced, right? This is why, for people who have been part of my classes and on my Patreon and things like that, you always hear me say, make sure you're doing your cleansings, your protections, do your money magic every month, your cleansings every month, your protections every month, your road opening work every month, because those four things on a regular schedule are going to keep issues and problems down. Okay. Like the video, share this video, because I'm pretty sure there's someone who may need to hear this, may need to, learn this information, right? Thank you, Starry Eye, for sharing. So, again, those of you who have heard anything from me, you have heard the things from me, and I keep saying it over and over. One, do your cleansings, your protections, your money magic, and your road opening work on a regular schedule. Every 2 weeks, every month, whatever it is. Because when problems and bullshit crop up in your life, they're going to be of a lesser extent, right? And you'll be able to navigate through things easier when bullshit happens, right? This is why the spiritual maintenance is important. Thanks, Starry Eyed. So this is why. So if someone is saying, hey, I need this, can you help? I need this to happen, this to happen, this to happen, this to happen, and you don't have resources or enough resources to support what you're asking for, you may be asking for something in vain, right? You may be asking for something, or if you're asking for something that's well out of the realm of what's close to you, right? It's probably not going to be possible. For example, say you want to go to the Usher concert tomorrow, and this is just an example. You want to go to the Usher concert tomorrow in Vegas. You want to go. Okay, that can happen. You need the money to fly to Vegas. You need the money to buy the ticket. If you don't have these resources already, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can want it all you want. It's not going to happen. And I think a lot of Hollywood has made things seem like you just going to pull something out of nothing, which you can, because I've had that happen, right? In extreme situations. But again, the farther what you want is away from your current reality, it's not, for the most part, it may not work. Another thing that people don't understand is that you have to be willing and open to take the help as it comes to you. So if you say you need a new car or a better working car, and someone offers you a car, and let's say the car is black, but two doors on the car is white, and you don't accept that because you don't like how it looks, then you're full of shit. You're full of shit. It just is what it is. You have to be willing and open to accept how these spirits and how universe gives you the answers and the solutions, especially as it comes to pressing problems, pressing issues. This is why I ask people, okay, you want X, Y, and Z. Are you prepared to move? Are you prepared to move to another city, to another state? Are you prepared and okay with that? Because if I'm doing something for you and you just, the help may come from changing your environment, right? It may come from changing your environment, completely taking you out of those circumstances and the energetics of where you are to get you in a better position and place. And that's something I think most people just want what they want within their small realm of things. And that's not the case. Change is constant, is forever. You have to be prepared to accept the change, especially when you're asking for work, right? Especially when you're asking for work. Okay? Yeah, I fully agree, Donna. And again, like I said, I think it doesn't help you out, and it doesn't help your worker out because again, unless something is very, very specific, like if you say, hey, okay, um, help us, can you help us at our job create a union? And we've been trying to unionize and they stop us from unionize. It's different. But if you say, hey, I need a new job, or hey, I need somewhere to live, this place isn't the best, I'm going to tell you that you need to be open to the possibility that spirit may bring you a housing opportunity 2 states away. You have to be ready to pack up and move. You have to be ready to pack up and move. Hey, Cece. It's not even about manifesting according to the pyramid, starry eyed. It's more about being open to change and open to new things. Yes, manifest according to the pyramid that I talked about on Patreon, but you have to be open to new things because you can't want new things and better things in the same old energy, right? You can't want that. That's not going to happen. You can't want new goodness, new blessings and all like that in the same old energy. You can't. It's not going to happen. What you're saying is that if you want to stay in that old energy, what you're saying to the universe is you like it. You like this because you don't want to leave this. So obviously you like it. So when you're ready for change, that's when the change is going to happen. Absolutely, Cece. You cannot, want newness and goodness, everything like that. And you're not willing, like I see people say all the time, like, oh, I need a new job or whatever like that. Are you willing to move? Because you have to go where the money is. You have to go where the opportunity is. And if that means you got to go to North Dakota, that's what that means. If that means you have to leave X, Y, and Z and follow where the job is, where the money is, so you can better yourself, your life, your future earnings, right? That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do, right? So again, like I said, when it comes to spiritual work, it's not just one working. Like I said, the less resources that you have to support the change that you want, it's going to be more work for your worker to do on your behalf. They got to go find money for you. They got to, help you find a job. They got to help you maintain your car. They got to help you, find an apartment, that fits your needs that you're going to be able to afford. Because it doesn't make sense for you to want, or for a person to want some luxury apartment, but you have no money to support it. The new safe apartment that you need to be, it just may be one bedroom. It may be a studio. But if you're asking for safety or to be moved out of a position, you may not like how the place looks, but the focus is on the safety, the protection, and Spirit is going to give you that, right? So I just wanted to, I have to say this because again, people just think that something is just, oh, we just did one spell, or, oh, we got to fix. No, it's layered. It's layered. Even when I sold my house, right? Because I remember back in 2021, right? I remember back in 2021, Mr. Hoodoo and I were getting ready to sell our house. We were actually going to sell our house in 2020, but the panorama happened, right? We all know what happened in 2020. But it gave us a moment to sit back and reflect, okay, what is it that we really want? So we sat back, we did what we needed to do on our end. We made sure we painted, we got new tile work, we updated a lot of the fixtures, we did the bathrooms, we had work done to the house in preparation for that move, to sell our house, right? But you can't be out here trying to sell some cardboard box for high coin and you don't have the resources to put into the house to make it desirable, right? But even when we went to sell our house in 2021, we talked to the real estate agent. The real estate agent said, "Are you sure you want to list the house for this price?" I said, "Yes." And I knew we were going to get the money for it. Why? Because I did the workings, right? But it wasn't one working. It was several workings to get the house to sell, because that's just reality. You got to have people who are going to be able to afford the house, buying the house at the price. So you got to get those people there, right? You got to make sure that the house look good. It looks pretty and shiny, right? Because it's the same thing that advertisers do, right? When you see a commercial for, say, iPhone on TV, they're showing you how great this device is, right? To try and get people to buy. It's the same thing. I have to do all those things. So I had to do probably about 3 different workings to get the house to sell. And baby, that weekend of the open house, we had plenty of offers and we sold the house for the money that we wanted, right? So I say that to say, even with just that, with selling a house, is so much more involved. You're welcome, Tequila. Yeah, it's so much more involved. So when you're having this is another reason why, when your spiritual worker says, "Hey, we need a consultation," is because we need to figure out what it is that you truly want. We have to get the entire backstory, the information, so that when we're doing the work, we're picking the right workings, the right spirits to work with, to help get you what you want. You have to stay open. You have to trust your worker, stay open, but you have to be open and ready to receive what you want. And just know it may not come in the form that you want it. And when we're out here talking about situations that are dire, emergency services and stuff like that, definitely, definitely, definitely keep that open mind and be ready to receive in whatever form it comes. Because you will get what you asked for, the protection, the safety, the move into a better environment. But some people just won't accept change, and not accepting change and not seeing that you're really getting what you're asked for, what you need, right? Because there are things that people want, and then there's what you need. What you need, you may not like how it looked, but you need that. So you need to accept that, right? Thanks for being here, Starry Eyed. Enjoy the rest of your day, boo. Okay, so this question right here, and I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. I just wanted to say that. Um, I just wanted to say that. So as far as spiritual contracts, personally, I do not agree with being bound. Well, let me say that. Let me not say that. There are ways to enter a partnership with a spirit. That's usually done. You really have to be able to hear spirit and hear what their terms are, and you have to be able to live up to those terms, right? You have to be able to give them offerings, like, and the offerings can be weekly, they may have to be elaborate, they may be very, very involved. Um, I'm not someone that works with contracts. Um, I don't work with contracts. There is a worker that I have worked with, and he is good at executing spiritual contracts and getting things like that together, but I don't work in that realm. I will petition a spirit and ask them for their help, and then give them the proper offerings and thanks and gratitude, right? When I'm doing spirit work, right? Because there's a number of ways to do things. But I don't work with contracts. Contracts is not something that's a newbie should be looking for, or someone who's not versed in things should be looking for. Um and I say this, um I'll say this. If a person, and when I say this is no shade to anyone, right? This is no shade to anyone at all. If you cannot manifest, if you cannot work and do basic stuff for yourself, going into spirit work is not for you. It's not for you. If a person has been trying magic or working with magic for so long and their circumstances have not changed and elevated from Nova to Honda to Lexus to Range Rover, if you haven't taken those steps and all of the work that you've done over years, your life hasn't elevated like that, you need to figure out either what you're doing and why isn't your magic working. And magic isn't, this type of path isn't for everyone, right? It's not. Um, if you can't go from Nova to Honda to Lexus to Range Rover with your magic, if you can't show that progression over over the years that you've been working your magic, one should not be thinking about spiritual contracts, because you should be able to do that with non-spirit magic. Now, if you've gone to Nova to Honda, and then going you're at the cusp of getting to Lexus, yeah, working with spirits is going to help you get from Lexus to Rover, right? you know it's just like when you see somebody, oh, you a beautician, Your hair toe up, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. No, I'm gonna tell people the truth. That's one thing I'm gonna do. Um I'm not gonna lie to people, right? So like I said, I see people, it's just like with people who are readers. Every reader isn't a reader. Some people really are out here bullshitting, but they call themselves that. If you, as a reader, you talking about you got clients, but then I see you in some of these tarot reading groups asking for help or interpretation on what this is, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't. You are the one that people come to. You are supposed to be the one with the skill set for the craft, right? That's supposed to be you. Hey, Miss Coco B. That's supposed to be you. That's supposed to be you, right? You shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be you. So if I see people out here talking about, oh, I see it all the time. Oh, I'm such and such, such and such, such and such, but you can't manifest no money. You can't manifest money. You can't get yourself a raise. You can't get yourself a new job. Then, you probably shouldn't be offering services to the public. Now, some forms of magic, are harder than others. I don't want to say harder. Some people are better built for doing certain types of magic, but I will tell you, money magic is one of the hardest things for people to manifest because they lust for it. Because we live in capitalism, right? And you need money for gas, for food, even to pay the water bill so you can buy soap and wash your ass every day. Because we're a money focused society. And when you don't have money, money magic, not having money will make your money magic. It will make you lust for results, and that's going to kill your magic. This is why I keep telling you, do your money maintenance work when you have a bunch of money, when you have a good reserve and savings and stuff like that, when you are, above water. This way, you're not worried about money. More money is going to come to you. It's going to come to you, right? It's going to come to you. Right? It's just like if your car is full of gas, your gas tank is full, you can go to the grocery store, you'll go to the movies, you may go to, your friend's house and hang out or whatever. You have plenty of gas, right? You're not worried about being stopped on the side of the road because you don't have gas. If your gas tank is at a quarter tank of gas, or the way that some people, wait until like the gas light come on or a little lower than that, you don't have the resources to travel all over every place. So you're now worried. You're worried that, now you're getting into that energy of desperate. That's why I told y'all last year, do not fall into the energy of desperation. Listen to what I'm saying. Do your spiritual maintenance and everything like that, especially when you have. Once you get to the point of desperation, and if you can't control you can't control your emotions around being in a dire situation and you're not ready for change, the work may not work. This is why money magic, like I see people be like, oh my God, I need $10,000 right now. Well, honey, why do you need $10,000 right now? Don't wait until the last minute to do things, right? So don't wait. Don't wait until things are completely desperate. Unless you had no other choice, right? Desperation kills, okay? Desperation kills. So again, like I say all this because again, these things just need to be said, and we need to dispel the Hollywood myths that they show via, shows like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Charmed and stuff like that, because it doesn't work like that. Most of the time, you need to hit the situation with magic from various angles to get what you want. If you need a new job, it's not just, oh, get a new job. You need to have the people like you so that they pick you for the job, right? You need to probably do some work so your resume looks good, so your resume can even get picked. Um, have the interviewers like you, just things like that. You have to hit a situation from multiple areas, right? You have to be three-dimensional or layered when it comes to your approach. You have to be layered when it comes to your approach. So this is what So I think, like I said, Hollywood just sends out a lot of weak ass messages about shit. Half the time they want people to know that they deal in magic, but then they don't really want people to really learn something or do things incorrectly. So, you don't have defense against things, right? And like I said, um, so when you go to your spiritual worker and your spiritual worker quotes you a price, don't don't turn your nose up at the price, because the price is reflecting the knowledge, the relationships that they have with spirits, the time that they have to put into things. They may have to go get money for offerings. Once the work is done, once you get what you want, the price is the price. And I don't do spiritual work for people anymore because I don't. So yeah, I don't do spiritual work for people anymore because people want things, but they don't want to properly, you have to pay. No one likes to work for free. No one likes to work for free. So I just wanted to come out here, like I said, with this really, really quick live. It was very impromptu, but I felt like it was important to say these things. Um, Definitely important to say these things. So when you see a spiritual worker who, you know, knows what he or she is doing and they quote you the price is the price. It just is what it is. But just know that doing things is, excuse me, much more involved. It's usually not just one working. Um, it's usually not just one working. Sometimes it can be depending on the situation, but it's usually not just one. And again, if you are someone who needs some certain things and you need or want certain things and you don't have the resources to maintain what you need and what you want, it's going to be a lot more work for your spiritual worker. It is. It is. So take heed to what I say. Take heed to what I say. Um, because although you cannot see my lifestyle, trust that I know what I'm talking about. Okay. I know what I'm talking about. So, with that being said, I'm going to go. I know Taz is about to go live at 10. I'm going to go. But again, like I said, if your worker says you have to have a spiritual consultation, this is why. Every situation is different. We got to try to hit all the variables to knock it out of the park for you. Okay. We have relationships with spirits. We have to keep our relationships with spirits good so that we can turn around and help you all, right? We have to give them the praise. We have to give them the gratitude. If you promise a spirit, a bottle of wine for helping your client out, guess what? You got to go get that bottle of wine and pay that spirit. If your spirit helped your client get this great new job and they making X amount of money, you better go to the butcher and buy that Kobe steak and prepare that steak for that spirit because that was part of the agreement, right? So I love y'all. And, you know, I'm just always here to help, especially for those who truly, want to learn, you know, from someone who actually does this and lives this life, right? This isn't a fad for me. It's not just like watch when Halloween comes. Watch next month, October. All these new videos and all this. Watch how TikTok and YouTube, changes for Halloween for October next month, right? Watch how all this you're gonna see all the extra videos and extraness, and spiritual work is gonna become a whole dress up facade for October next month. Watch. Mark my words, see what I say. This isn't just something, this isn't a hobby for me. This is a lifestyle for me. My lifestyle reflects. And those people who are for real spiritual workers, their lifestyle reflects what they're doing, what they're doing, how they're living, you know, because, for like, yeah. And I always, it just really bothers me that I can't be more open and share part of my lifestyle with people because there's a thing called jealousy and envy, right? And I'd be wanting to share so many good things with people, but there's jealousy, there's envy, right? So that's why I keep my identity hidden, and you don't see pictures of us and or know exactly where we live and stuff like that because jealousy and envy. But there's no need for jealousy and envy because if you did what I said and learn something, you can better your lifestyle too and have the comfortable, safe lifestyle like my husband and I do. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, my husband and I, we live a very comfortable life. Like I said, we currently live in Silicon Valley, right? A very expensive place, right? So we live in Silicon Valley, right? So yeah. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that this was information for those who need to hear it. Um, yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. I hope to be back at some point today. We're going to see at some point today because new moon is occurring today. New moon in Virgo is occurring today. And we need to kind of look at the energies, right? So hopefully I'll be back. We'll see. But that's it. That's all. I love y'all. Be safe. Be kind to people who deserve your kindness. The people who pay you in dust, you pay them in dust and don't give them any energy. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I love y'all. See y'all around these YouTube streets.